Friends, welcome back to Queen Varieties channel. In today's episode, you will learn how to make a very simple and easy chocolate birthday cake recipe. And this cake will be decorated, and so it's going to take us 3 procedures to prepare this perfect cake. Yes guys, very simple, especially for beginners. So for the first procedure, we will go forward with the baking of the cake. Next, we will proceed to the frosting of the cake, and finally the decoration process. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get instant notifications whenever I upload any video. Feel free to share this video, guys, with your friends, loved ones, or anybody you want to share it with. Thank you. Alright, for the first procedure, we'll require a cake, and we are going for the chocolate cake. Okay, so I'll be dropping some links in my description section for other cake recipes. Please check it out. Okay, for this recipe, you will require 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'll add half teaspoon of salt. Next, 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, and also 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. Next, I will also introduce some cocoa powder, and we are using 1 cup of cocoa powder because we want the outcome of this chocolate cake to be very dark in nature. If you don't want yours to be dark, please reduce the quantity. Finally, I will toss in 8 grams of vanilla sugar. Mix and combine all ingredients effectively and then set it aside. Moving forward, here I will introduce a new bowl because we are going to prepare all the wet ingredients. To the bowl, we will crack in 3 room temperature eggs. And once that is cracked in, using your hand mixer, go ahead and cream everything appropriately. You can also use your hands to do this job, but you have to make sure you cream it very well, okay? Yes. Once that step is completed, add in half cup of sunflower oil. That is what I'm using. And next, 1.5 cup of powdered sugar. We're using the powdered sugar because it's easier to mix. You can also use the other sugar, which is the granulated sugar. For the sugar, we'll be adding it step by step until everything is completely mixed into the egg mixture. Once that step is completed, we'll go forward with the next ingredient. We are going to add 1 cup of buttermilk to this mixture and then cream it completely. Now we will begin to introduce the dry ingredients that we prepared earlier on. Here we are going to sift all dry ingredients. It is very important to sift all your dry ingredients. I keep stressing that in all my baking recipes. So add the dry ingredients step by step until everything is perfectly mixed in, okay? During the mixing process, you will notice that the batter has become so tough to handle. This is a point in time we are going to introduce some hot water to this batter. Alright, so with the help of my spatula, I will combine everything appropriately. We are looking for a light consistency because we want the outcome of this cake to be very moist, delicious, at the same time so tasty. So this hot water is going to help neutralize the effectiveness of the cocoa powder. It's going to help it to come out super smooth, sleek, and beautiful. All right, you can see the appearance we are having right now, looking so yummy. I mean, chocolatey in nature. So we are going to use the hand mixer right now to cream it very well so that it will come out super smooth. Toss in half teaspoon of vanilla essence. You can also use your vanilla extract. Now you can see we have that perfect consistency because it's very light. Now I will set it out until it is required. At this point in time, what I'm doing is just to oil my cake pan and then place a baking sheet or a baking paper at the base. All right, my beautiful people, so at this stage we are going to pour in the cake batter inside the pan. Oh my god, guys, can you see how creamy, delicious and beautiful this cake batter is looking? I did not pour in all the cake batter because I will be baking twice, but if you have the same equal type of container, then pour it into it and then bake it at the same time at a preheated oven on 150 degrees Celsius for 40 to 50 good minutes baking period until a toothpick inserted into it comes out super clean. All right, you can see that gorgeous tasty appearance that we are having there. We're going to leave this cake to completely cool down before we make use of it. In fact, I baked this cake a day before the day I will be doing the frosting, so I went ahead to also bake an extra cake because we'll be doing 3 layers of cake recipe. Going over to the second procedure, here we are going to trim the cake. You can notice that the surface of the cake is looking a little bit rough in nature after it has gone through the baking process in the oven. We will try to have an equal appearance or equal level so that all the cake can sit on top of each other during the decoration process. Once that step is completed, transfer the cakes into the freezer and allow it to cool down for at least 2 to 3 hours before we begin the decoration process. All right, now we'll start preparing the chocolate frosting. Here I have 400 grams of soft butter. Please make sure that your butter is not melted. The butter must be at room temperature, not too soft, not also hard, just in between. Put the 400 grams of butter inside my machine, and next we are going to fix the dough hook and then cream this butter for at least 5 to 10 good minutes. This step is very important, and please cream it on the medium settings. Lest I forget, you can also use your hand machine, which I used earlier on, to do this creaming process if you don't have the machine I'm having right now. Going over to the next step, here we are going to introduce the sugar. Each container of this sugar I have here is 250 grams times 3. So we are using about 750 to 800 grams. Here is the outcome of the creamed butter. You can see it is now white in nature. That is an indication that the butter is ready. To that, I'll add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence or extract and then begin to now add the sugar step by step. This step is very important. Please don't pour all the sugar at the same time. Just add them gradually until everything is perfectly creamed to a thickened consistency. Just in case you don't want to use a chocolate frosting for yours, you can just stick to a plain recipe, okay? The chocolate frosting is just because we're making a chocolate cake. You can use it plain like this. You can see I'm showing you I used 3 packs. I also added a little behind the camera. Here is the outcome of the creamed consistency. I went ahead and removed some quantity which I will use for decoration later. Now I'll add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder inside this and then begin to cream it appropriately. After adding the cocoa powder, all you have to do is to cream it once again for 3 to 5 minutes so that everything will combine effectively. And then we go over to the next step. Here I'm trying to show you that I set out a little mixture earlier on, which I'm going to use, to decorate the cake. During this combining process, if you notice that the cake batter is too tough, just add in half teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of milk until you result with this perfect consistency I'm showing on the screen right now. Also, if it comes out too soft, just add extra quantity of sugar. Okay, my people, so at this stage we are ready to go over to the third procedure. All right, guys, at this point in time, I welcome you all to the third segment, which is the final stage where we are going to decorate the cake. And if you're still watching at this point in time, thank you so much for being so loyal to Queen Varieties channel. The very first step in this stage of preparation is to scoop some of the frosting that we prepared earlier on at the surface of the board. This is very important because it will help to secure the cake. And now place the cakes that is out of the fridge. Make sure you bring out the cake 30 minutes before the process from the freezer, okay? Yes. So now place the cake at the surface and then begin to scoop some of the frosting at the surface and then cream it all over the cake. Remove some of the excess and then place another segment of cake at the surface and then repeat the same process. So if you noticed, I'm using two types of knives in this preparation. I use one to scoop and I use the other one to rub. At this point in time, I have placed the third segment and I'm repeating the same procedure all over the same cake. At this stage of preparation, your focus and your target is to scoop so much batter to cover the entire cake. You don't want to have a perfect job here because what we are doing here is the first coating, okay? Your target is just keep scooping and covering all the holes that you see on all the sides of the cake. All right, so as you can see it right now, I have covered mine entirely. So using a cling film, we are going to transfer it back to the freezer for 15 to 20 minutes. Please make sure you use a cling film because you don't want the surface of the cake to be altered. It's best to use the cling film. All right, so 15 to 20 minutes later, oh my god guys, can you see that the appearance have changed? Also, the frosting that we placed earlier on has entirely, clicked. Okay, so here I have my knife. As you can see on the surface there, I have a cup of hot water. So just keep it by the side because we will touch the knife inside the hot water using a tissue paper or a towel. Clean it very, very well and then use it to smoothen the surfaces of the cake because right now we are doing the second coating. This step is important now because we will try our best to seal up any hole that is opened. And once you're doing this, please use the knife to scrape off excess frosting from the surface so that you will have a good shape and appearance. Using my skewer, I'll just create some little type of designs, just some simple thing on the surface there. I don't know, just little creativity. This is the chocolate I'm using, the Big Hit Choco. It has different colors. We'll begin to place it at the surface of the cake. Just do it anyhow you want to do it, okay? Use anything you want to use. You can even decide to write happy birthday at the surface of the cake. I didn't want to do that style because I think it is too common. Yeah, so I tried something different, okay? Finally, we have come to the end of today's recipe. Guys, can you see the final outcome of the cake? While you're cutting right into this cake, it's so eye-popping and mouth-watering. Just take a good look at that layering. Isn't that fantastically looking? Oh my God, guys, just look at that cake. When you take a good look at the internal layer, what do you see? I see gorgeousness. Look at that cake. Oh my God. When you cut open this cake in front of your guests on a birthday celebration, I promise you, their eyes, their mouths, every of their sense organ will just be popping. Their appetite will just be zooming with, longer throat. This cake tastes so amazing when you take a bite. So moist, so delicious, and very cold because it was coming from the fridge. Yes, so this video is dedicated to my 4-year-old boy who just turned 4 years on 30th May 2020, and this video is highly inspired by my mom, the chief caterer herself. So thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I really hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this video with your friends, loved ones, or anybody you want to share it with. Also, if you like more decorative cake ideas, drop your comment for me in the comment section. Until I come your way next time, bye bye.